Welcome back to the NC State Insider Podcast. I'm your host and lead beat writer, Tucker Sennett, joining you here today to discuss an early look at NC State's upcoming week on the basketball court. I will touch on both the men's and women's schedules here with a few games on deck for both teams this week. And it starts with the men's team. NC State will host the Syracuse Orange, weather permitting. I just want to clarify that game is very much at risk of being a weather issue. We'll see if the snowstorm that's going on behind me turns into an ice storm and causes travel problems. City's pretty shut down today, so you know, definitely a wait and see on that game. Assuming that everything goes to plan, I will be there at the Lenovo Center to cover that one for you. That game has dropped from a quad two opportunity to a quad three opportunity as Syracuse has hit some serious landmines in their season under Adrian Autry this season. Um, they've lost three in a row in ACC play. A a pretty ugly away loss to Boston College, and then back-to-back home losses in pretty close games against Virginia Tech and Miami. Lost to Virginia Tech by just two. So that was certainly kind of a surprise. But, they'll be hungry. This is a quadrant one opportunity for the Orange, and they will have a chance to kind of turn the season around and maybe get back in the mix in the conference and hopefully avoid for them missing a NCAA tournament bid. Uh, so we'll see, but I think NC State should be favored in that one. Betting lines aren't out yet there, so we'll see how Vegas views that game. NC State has struggled at home, so that's definitely going to be a dominant storyline heading into that one, especially coming off such strong momentum on the road over the last week with that win over Clemson and a win over Pittsburgh. Then the next matchup of the week is going to be on the women's side. The NC State women are set to hit the road again. They will take on Boston College on Thursday in Chestnut Hill there. Should be another opportunity for NC State and Coach Wes Moore to make up some ground in the ACC. They're off to a really solid 7-2 start. Finally got that overtime win after two really heartbreaking overtime losses early in the year. They were able to outlast Virginia on the road in a weird one that was moved around because of the weather. So NC State handled its business on the road against the Cavaliers and now is 7-2 in conference play and has a shot to make some moves here and continue to build in another one kind of weird week, just one game on Thursday, and then they play the following Monday against North Carolina. That'll be a big one, obviously, at Reynolds Coliseum, and it sets up a very important stretch of the ACC season for Wes Moore's team. Yeah, Boston College has not been one of the best teams in the ACC. They are sort of limping through the season here. Should be a relatively light effort for the Wolfpack. BC is ranked 18th in the conference as it stands currently. They are a pretty horrible 4-18, 0-9 in conference play. So I would imagine that Wes Moore is just going to want to get his team in and out of Boston with a win and move on to the next opportunity. Then NC State bounces back to the men's side with another road game, not a huge travel opportunity for the Wolfpack. A quick trip down the road to Winston-Salem. They'll probably just bus on down there to face the Demon Deacons. This game is still a quadrant one opportunity. I don't know if that will change. I know Wake Forest has a road game against Pitt on Tuesday. Obviously, it would be ideal for NC State if the Demon Deacons find a way to pull that one out and maintain probably some quadrant one status. So that gives NC State a pretty big opportunity to get a second quadrant one win on the road against Wake Forest. We'll see if they can actually do that, but it would certainly set things up nicely as the schedule starts to ramp up here for the Wolfpack in the coming weeks. A tricky road trip to SMU coming up shortly after that. So, Will Wade would really like to get his team a pair of wins. Wes Moore would like to get another win this week and just kind of keep things moving through conference play here as we continue to surge through the ACC here at NC State. As always, really appreciate you all tuning in for the podcast. You can find more of our content at our various social media outlets. You can follow me at Senate Tucker on X. You can also follow our website at Wolfpack on SI on X. And of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Sports Videos on SI YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time.